Hello, comic book fans. Magneto has gotten really out of hand, so out of hand that the X-Men head up an all-out assault on Avalon. Professor X does what Magneto thought he would never do. This is that legendary story where Magneto rips out Wolverine's adamantium skeleton. Will the X-Men stop him before it's too late? And which side does Colossus choose? If you enjoyed the video, show some support by liking and subscribing to our channel. We start in the White House. The man behind the desk is afraid of the choices he has to make. Today's choices will be written about him in the history books. Nicholas Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., has fought in 3 wars over 4 decades. He doesn't show it, but is also afraid that the next battle could be his last. Forge initiates a Hail Mary protocol. The protocol interlinks satellites around the globe to cover the entire planet in a protective mesh of electromagnetic fire. This does not go down well with Magneto, the master of magnetism, who warned them not to do this and feels provoked by their actions against him. In their station Avalon, Magneto and his acolytes watch over, feeling unsafe by the humans below. Magneto gave them safe haven and tells them this attack will not be ignored. Magneto has seen different elected officials take over each other and hoped the next figurehead would be more willing to allow mutants to exist free from persecution. That hope today has faded away. And today his actions will speak far louder than words ever could. As Magneto attempts to re-enter Earth, he immediately understands what they have done. The energy wavelength mesh spanning the world has skewed the planet's electromagnetic field just enough to disrupt magnets within Earth's magnetic atmosphere. Up here, he is safe, but to go back down to Earth could prove lethal to him. The humans' attempt to cut him off from converts to his flock is something he will not let stand in his way, and cuts through their mesh like a hot blade through butter. Down below, Magneto's strike creates an instant outage on everything electrical. The entire world's infrastructure is turned off. At the X-Men mansion, Beast is able to get their power back on, and the X-Men will not let dreams fade. 14 of Xavier's brave students are called into the war room. Cyclops briefs the team of the magnetic protocol of the planet against Magneto, which prevents Magneto from using his powers within Earth's atmosphere. It was foolishly intended to protect humanity without the appearance of an intended provocation. Magneto shortly after sent a pulse wave across the planet that rendered anything electrical completely useless. As far as they can tell, they're the only ones with power because of their advantage having alien Shi'ar tech. At this point, it is possible that thousands have died from Magneto's actions. It is assumed bad, with hospitals, planes, and buildings around the world without power. There was no warning from Magneto. Magneto could have done far worse if he wanted. At this point, the X-Men are not only fighting for their survival, but fighting for the entire planet. Professor Xavier gets a battle ready as he intends to lead the mission in person using his Shi'ar exoskeleton. It operates using psionic energy that requires tremendous exertion from him to operate. The assault team has been put together based on a combination of skills and attributes. Stealth to infiltrate, telepathic prowess to attack his mind, speed and strength to settle unresolved emotional conflicts. Cyclops questions why not include more of the team. Professor Xavier's silence makes it obvious that he's not sure they will make it back, and needs the rest to remain and carry on the fight. Professor Xavier wishes Jean could stay behind, but needs her telepathic abilities to assist him in executing the plan.
And what is the plan?
Gambit tells himself it is just another job, but the truth is, the longer he has stayed with the X-Men, the more he believes in their cause, which makes it harder for him to rationalize the job. Gambit is not only fighting for the entire planet, he is fighting for the heart of the woman he loves. Rogue's life was saved by Magneto, and if push comes to shove, she isn't sure which side she would be on. Gambit reminds her she'll be on the side she has always been on, the right side. Word gets out of the plan, and Storm expresses her concern by taking an unnecessary risk, as well as placing the X-Men in an extremely hazardous position. Xavier is asking some to go on a mission they may not come back from, and not asking all of the X-Men to make that choice on their own. Xavier cannot let his dream become a nightmare. Hope must not go out and must live on in his X-Men. Enough with the speeches. X-Men, it is time. The selected team are teleported aboard Avalon, and just like that, they are in. But not totally undetected. An old friend was stationed on security detail. A lot of tech on Avalon is also alien Shi'ar tech. Gambit wishes he held classes for the team on how to be quieter feeds. Quicksilver does not need to be quiet to speed past the patrol. He loads a disk to get them the intel they need in an instant.
That was too easy.
Their ambush is made easier if the acolytes were moved to escape pods to eliminate the opposition, which is exactly what Quicksilver just helped the X-Men achieve. Magneto is too late to catch on for the acolytes. He believes that he has offered his flock a better option than Xavier ever could. He offered them hope, truth, and free them from humanity's oppression on mutants, and he would not let the X-Men stop him again. A full-on head-to-head with the big guy is what they did not want. Now that the plan has changed, it is time to improvise. But this is a dance Wolverine and Magneto have done before. Rogue tells Magneto this time he has gone too far, but this is the price they must pay. Professor Xavier tells Jean to focus on the plan. The others don't stand a chance against Magneto. Professor Xavier and Jean can give them that chance by attacking his mind. They psi-link their minds to break through Magneto's defenses, which they can only do together, and strike at the very core to remove his goals and obsessions. Gambit's distraction has given Professor X and Jean an opening to make him feel the pain of losing his family. But Jean finds this distasteful and lets Magneto slip back.
That is enough!
Wolverine and Gambit's stealth and cunning attacks didn't work.
Gambit!
Time for strength and speed. Professor X and Jean take him back to when he ran the X-Men school, and to a moment when he lost a young new mutant under his watch. The grief and memories of the loss, the life under his responsibility. Quicksilver, the son of Magneto, takes his shot and removes his helmet that is a defense against psychic attacks. Professor X and Jean are now able to take his mind to false memories of his children's childhood, to twist his mind back to a time before he was Magneto, a time when he was simply Magnus, forcing him to question his own judgment at last. Magneto wishes that his children would share his dream, for his children to maintain his dream after he is gone, but he cannot allow them to compromise his efforts and betray him. As painful as it is, Magneto sacrifices his son Quicksilver for the good of his people.
That just ain't going to happen.
Professor X and Jean sees the feeling of his children betraying him, failing him. From Wanda to Pietro to Fabian Cortez, who took the acolytes from him only to betray him. Wolverine sees his hesitation and strikes his claws into him.
Logan, no!
In that moment, Jean severs the psi-link between her and Professor X. They must relink to pierce the final barriers in Magneto's mind while he is gravely injured. Jean tells the professor there's got to be another way, but it is too late. It begins with a small tug, a gentle pull, then a harder yank, then a retching tear. What has Magneto done? Wolverine doesn't even have time to scream before the adamantium is ripped on a molecular level through his open wounds. Wolverine is still breathing, but barely. Xavier for so long has been willing to forgive Magneto's transgressions for having philosophical differences. He can no longer do that. They must teleport Wolverine back to the mansion to get medical attention. His mutant healing factor may not be able to save him from so many wounds. No more, Magneto, no more. Wolverine shall be the last to suffer from his actions. Professor Xavier truly has had enough. I will make sure that Magneto never kills again, ever. What the professor did, no one thought possible. No one. Even Magneto thought he would not be willing to go as far as taking away his mind from him. Jean is trying to keep Wolverine's body from falling apart. They have to get out of here now. They need to teleport back to the mansion. But a familiar voice tells them they will not be able to teleport back. The battle has taken most of the systems offline. They will need to find another way back.
Colossus, what about you?
Colossus is staying to care for Magneto in his comatose state. He is doing what he could not do for his younger sister, Illyana. He is the one who prevented Avalon's security systems from detecting them and feels responsible for the outcome, which is why he is staying behind. They leave Avalon a shattered place, leaving behind perhaps a part of themselves. What did you think of this iconic moment in X-Men history? Comment on how you felt when you found out Wolverine's adamantium was ripped from his body. If you want more videos like this, like and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to support our channel, check out our related merch with the links found in the description. Now, thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time viewing the video, and we'll see you on the next one.